It's cool again coming to you. Today I'll be coming with a different spin. This time it's about you and you. What you can do for yourself, how you can build yourself, and how you can carry yourself. You know, life has no limitations except the ones you put on yourself. Life has no limitations except the ones you make for yourself. So if you don't put any limitation on you, you will surprise yourself of what you can do. This is a chance. I want you to have an open mind, and from this moment, know that you can do something that you never dreamt of. All you have to do is put that in your mind. And when you put that in your mind, you start walking towards it. When you start walking towards it, before you know it, you'll be right there. It don't matter how long, but you will get there at the end of the day. Words to guide us and lead us to our tomorrow. Words to guide us and lead us to our tomorrow. Like I said, life has no limitations except the ones you put on yourself. We all get 365 days. The only difference is what we do with them. Some of us use them to benefit us in many different ways. But there's one thing I want you to know. Whatever you put into you, whatever you learn, whatever you teach yourself is something that can never go away. It keeps you growing mentally and physically. So in the next 365 days of your life, put yourself a goal that this is what I want my life to be this same time, this same day, this same next year. And you will see the difference. Walk towards your goal and you will see what you can come out with, what you will come out with. Like I said, life has no limitations except the ones you put for yourself. Every time you turn your life around from something that had held you down for a long time, you present to yourself a fresh space of new ideas on that progress and personal growth. Yes, some things that have held you down, it might be relationship, it might be health-wise, it might be mentally, it might be a certain thing, a lifestyle that you've been doing that is not what you want, or a pattern that you want to change. When you finally take that decision and change it, you will now be presented with new, fresh ideas on that new topic that you've changed, and progress and personal growth. Don't always show up and expect to be given everything that you want. Always show up ready to give everything that you want, that you have. It's not about what you want, it's about what you have. Because what you have is what really brings quality in every place that you go. So don't always show up expecting to be given everything that you want. Always show up ready to give everything that you have. That's like what John F. Kennedy once said. I don't want a country. Ask for a country where you don't have, where you don't, he said, ask for a country where you don't need to ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. That's what John F. Kennedy said. Don't ask what your country can do for you, because that's the mindset of so many people today. But ask what you can do for your country. What is your contribution? What is your contribution? That is the goal. When you contribute towards something, towards your country, towards your people, towards a group of people, towards your family, when you have this contribution that you know you've done something, you have a different feeling in you. You have a feeling of satisfaction and achievement. When your light shines brighter, others won't be harmed by the glare. They will be encouraged to become a more luminescent version of themselves. Because the more your light shines brighter, it will not harm nobody. It will let the people that are in the dark see the light, and people always gravitate towards the light. So it don't matter if you get paid or you're going through a situation or circumstances, so long as your light is shining, keep on shining that light. Never stop. And before you know it, you have people that you've helped to see the light. And also they will also in turn help others shine the light. Keep on shining your light. When your light shines brighter, others won't be harmed by the glare. They will be encouraged to become a more luminescent version of themselves. Let your light shine brighter that others can benefit and not walk in darkness. In so doing, they will also learn to let their own light shine so others too can benefit. Light all the candles you can in the part of life. Light all the candles you can in your part of life. For you can never diminish a candle by lighting another candle. Just keep lighting the candles. Don't worry about if somebody is not lighting their candle. If things like, so long as you light your candle and keep lighting your candle, you bless you. So many people one day walk through that part. You don't diminish a candle by lighting another candle. You don't diminish your gifts by doing the right thing, by shining, by being a light. You never diminish your gift. You only increase yourself. Blessings brightens when we count them. That's why it's written, count your blessings and name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. In counting your blessings, you stir up the power of positive thinking in you. Because the moment you start counting your blessings, guess what? You forget about the things that are not important. You keep counting how you are alive today. You're not the best in the world. What you've gone through, but you're still standing. You see where you are, what you've done. You see some things that you made that you know that truly there was somebody that was supposed to be where you are. You keep counting the blessings, then it gives you a reason to thank God if you believe in Him. If you don't even believe in God, it still gives you a reason to be grateful that you are where you are today, but by just looking backward and counting your blessings. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. Because no matter what they tell you, when you walk away, you don't give it. You don't care about it. But when you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. The world can say what they want, but you will learn because that is from you. It comes from inside. It comes from within. When you're committed of being a better person today than you were yesterday, you should be committed of being a better person today than you were yesterday. Be committed of being a better person today than you were yesterday. Be committed of being a better person today than you were yesterday. Better thoughts, better decisions, and better actions. What to say? To be a better person than you are today than you were yesterday, you need to have better thoughts than yesterday. You need to make better decisions than yesterday. You need to put in better actions than yesterday. What is a saying that stagnant water stinks. Don't stay on the glory of the past because I did it before. So I'm this. No, what are you doing today and tomorrow? That's what really matters. Never give up. You should never give up. You should be always doing what you cannot do, yet in order to learn how to do it. Yeah, there's so many things you cannot do, but just learn how to do those things you cannot do. Some people say, I can't drive on 95. I can't drive on the highway. For the rest of your life, how would you live without driving on the highway? You only drive when it's risky, when you don't have a choice. Learn how to drive on that highway. If that's an obstacle in your life. Some people, they say, I can't exercise. There's nothing wrong in just trying to go to an area and just do some little exercise. Do something. Anything you say you cannot, that's your own opinion. But internally, you can do anything you want to do. You just need to put that into practice. What is it that you think you cannot do? What has caused you to be giving up on yourself on certain parts or certain portions or certain situations in your life? It's time to rise up. Wake up. There's this story about this guy, this young guy. He was in a bus. They were going somewhere. There's these 3 bullies came to him. While he was sitting there, he was standing up on a pole, like the poles on the bus, holding one of the poles. And then this bully started hitting him. Let that pole, you gotta sit down. That guy never sat down. They forced him down and he stood back up. They forced him back down and he stood back up. And at the time, there was a time when all 3 of them came and pressed him on the ground. And you know what he said to himself? You can push me all the wall and you on the ground, but inside me, I know I am still standing. You can push me on the ground all you want, but inside me, I know I am still standing. I'm standing up inside me. Always be the first person to know and tell yourself that you can do it. Always be the first person to have that confidence and trust in you. Always be that first one to stand up inside you even if you're being pushed down. Because you can only hold a good man down. After you get tired, you got to let him go so he can stand up. Like the guy, when they finished and they were tired, they had to let him and he had to stand up. Stand up for yourself. Stand up. Stand up. Don't give up on you. Beware of staying in your comfort zone. That's what kills a lot of us today. A lot of us we've been so comfortable in where we are and we don't care about moving forward. We just enjoy the moment and live there. No, that is a dead trap. That's a dead end. That's a no-go zone. The truth is, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows in a comfort zone. So now is the time to take a leap of faith into uncharted territories. That's how you can truly know what you are made up of. Every day is not the same. Same as your life can never be the same. Learn from the flowers. They are always changing. Learn from the season. It's always changing. Life is like the changing seasons. May the flowers remind us why the rain was so necessary. Life is full of distractions, and those distractions take us to a place we never want to be. You know that, right? Life is full of distractions, and those distractions takes us to a place where we never want to be. So I say this to you: stop your distractions and fit your focus. Only this and this alone will take or lead you to your desired destination. When you stop your distractions and fit your focus, that's what is going to lead you to your desired destination. Since you are who you are, better start putting in the right stuff inside you now. Since you are who you are, better start putting in the right stuff inside you now so that you would stop looking for happiness all your life. Through this, happiness will come to you when it comes from you. You can go to a location or to a friend's place and you guys they will talk and you will laugh and everything and you say you're happy. By the time you leave and get to your house, you're no more happy. But you want the happiness that comes from within. You're always happy because of who you are. And then it radiates outside. Not the one that comes from outside. And somebody has to make you happy. You got to be the one to be happy without nobody, so that you can also carry yourself to a different level. When you're always happy, it brings in some kind of joy, because joy is internal and internalizing. And you know what? You can never be depressed because you're always happy. Depression comes because happiness and joy has left you. So, my recommendation to you is stay happy and be filled with joy, and know that only you can give yourself the happiness you want, especially when it comes, because how do I put it? Happiness will come to you when it comes from you. We worry so much about being perfect. There will always be an 80-20 rule. I don't know if you ever heard about the 80-20 rule. It don't matter what you do, you can only be 80%. 20% cannot be right. So 80% is really good. There are some people that are 50-50. Not talking about people that are 45-65, 55. No one can attain perfection. Perfection is out of reach for anyone. So, my dear, focus less on perfection and more on authenticity. You can never be perfect. So drop that perfect thing. I'm trying to be perfect. It's not for you, human beings. You can never be. So drop that and look for authenticity. Do the best you can. Practice, practice, practice. A lot of people say practice makes perfect, but that is not true, because practice don't make you perfect. Practice makes you better at your craft. Practice makes you better at your craft, not perfect, because you cannot be perfect. No one can attain perfection here. Knowing where you come from is half of getting what you need. My dear, when you look back, you discover that you are truly winning. With all this in mind, it's not time to sit and kick your legs and stay where you are. Get up after you've rested, if you must, for it is called you slow down to speed up. Or you rested so to be refreshed for the next journey. But don't just stay there. Because when you stay there, then you become complacent. Then you become negative. Then you become, how do you call that thing? Something is, there's a word I'm looking for that says something that needs company. That word is not coming to me right away. Yeah, you become like those people that always talk about other people because you just sat down in that place. Because what happens when you're not progressing mentally, physically? You're distracted from where you're going. You just relax on one part in your comfort zone. You start thinking and talking and acting in a different way. You start talking about people because you become a little-minded person. Because it's a little minds discuss people. Then, among those little minds, you have an average mind among them, that they're going and coming, but they're not going. This average mind discuss events, but great minds discuss ideas. And you cannot have a great mind just sitting in one spot. You got to keep moving. You got to keep growing mentally. I'm not talking about walking around. I'm talking about your mindset. Our little minds discuss people. You hear people keep talking about this and that and that and that. This person did this person did that. They're all little minds. All people of little minds. Birds of the same feather flock together. But the people that have average minds, they'll talk about scenes, actions, what happened in this, what happened over there, what happened over there. They have some information. But people with great minds discuss ideas. What to do, when, how, what will happen, what is your idea about this? They bring in their thought process and put it together, and they grow. But there are only few people with great minds. You see a lot of people with little minds. A lot. They spend their time talking about this, that, and that person. And that is they become miserable. That's the word I was looking for. They become miserable. People with low minds become miserable. Little minds. They call it misery loves company. They love a lot of company because they have something to talk about. They have some misery to keep talking about so they feel good about themselves. You're in misery too. I'm in misery, they're in misery. So we'll talk about it and we'll feel good about ourselves. That's the way to boast their own morals. But when you have a great mind, you seek for other great people, great minds, and you guys will fly like the eagle. You don't see eagles flocking together. They come one eagle after another. But you see a lot of little birds flying in one direction. But geese, doves, they fly in one direction. No, eagles come because their leadership, their thinking process is different. They don't adapt. They don't succumb. They control the circumstances as people with ideas. Life is a destination, and when you get to a destination, you find out that there is another destination to reach. I say that to say this. That life entirely is a destination, and it is the journey that makes it exciting. Enjoy every achievement and every goal. Celebrate it if you can, but don't stop. For there is a lot of excitement to discover ahead. That's why your next journey will be more exciting and it's an addition to your mileage. Yeah, your next journey will be more exciting and it's an addition to your mileage. You need to take that mileage. You don't need to sit down on the same spot. Take that mileage. You need that journey. Give yourself the opportunity and the chance to take that journey and take it. It might be mentally. Read some books that will help you. A lot of people say, I don't read. I can never read again. But when you go to work, you read for your boss. Right? When you go to a meeting, you read for the meeting people. When the doctor writes you some scripts, you read to know, or they give you the doctor tells you what is wrong with you, or what you read it so you can understand what is going on. You can read. You choose not to read to help yourself grow mentally. If you don't want to read, get a CD, go to YouTube, go somewhere, do something, and keep teaching yourself. Grow mentally. Grow mentally. Mental growth is the most important growth that you want in life. Positively. Build yourself to a level where you yourself will be like, man, I thank God I started this thing today. Do this in the next 365 days. You'll see where you are. Let me give you an example. Remember when you do oil change for your vehicle, you are given a sticker to either come back for another oil change at a certain time of the year, say a couple of months, or after a certain mileage. My advice for you is drive that car and bring the car back because you've got that mileage on it, and that's the reason you're changing the oil. You're doing another oil change. Don't go and after 3, 4, 5 months you come back with a car when it has not even hit the mileage and you do the oil change. So what are you paying for? Without driving the car as you're supposed to drive the car, you're not doing the car itself. You're not doing the car what it's supposed to do. You have to drive the mileage. Drive the mileage like your mind. Keep putting stuff in your mind. Keep driving that mileage in your head, in your mind. If you don't drive it, it will drive itself. It will deteriorate like a car. A car can sit down. After a certain time, if you don't drive, you have to still do oil change. The same like your mind. If you don't do certain things at a certain time, it will still need another change. And it's going in the wrong direction. Because you cannot do an oil change. It's a man in a man's heart, mind. Because the mind cannot be pushed out. You cannot throw out your thought process. Everything stays inside. You have to put in some positive on a regular basis so you can close and overcome the negative that's in you. Let me give you a scenario. Have you seen somebody with a bottle of a glass of water? A glass of clean water. If you take water that's in a cup like this. Example, this is water. I take dirty water in this. No, let me say in something that is of this magnitude. I put dirty water in here and I pour it inside here. This thing is going to change color. It's going to be dirty. It looks dirty. But if I bring it for you to drink, you'll be like, that's dirty water. But guess what? If this is dirty water that's in here, full or even half, let me say half, and I bring clean water half and put it in, it will still be dirty. You know why? Because it takes a lot to clean out the dirt, but it takes a little bit for dirt to overcome. So you need to do something for your own self and for your own life to overcome anything that represents dirt, dirty, and unproductive for you. So you can be that new person that you want to be by this time next year, 2021, 365 days from now. This is a new goal I'm giving to you. Make use of it, and by this time next year, we'll talk about where you are. I love you, and enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful time. May God continue to do amazingly great things in your life.